Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Professor Pippage back in this bitch on I Trade the Agent trying to get active, trying to get live. The market. Well, it ain't been the market, it's been my ass. But yeah, ultimately I've had some amazing opportunities this week as we start in looking at AU. Um, Yeah, AU, the news popped off last night. I wasn't even expecting it. Well, I was expecting it. I just forgot about it. But overall, had some opportunities on AU, had some opportunities on GJ. Has I have not been as effective as far as striking. This week been more hesitant. And I think partially because in the back of my mind, I know there's a lot of news coming out this week. So potentially the market is gonna go where it's gonna go, but it's gonna get there faster. So um, looking at price action right now, coming from the weekend analysis, we hit that bar replay. I probably won't break down all the trades, but I just want to kind of show the kind of idea as far as where price action was versus where it's gone to now and how we potentially was looking to take trades. So coming from Sunday night market analysis, we're looking at the 4 hour time chart, 4 hour time chart here. From the daily swing high to the now. Eventually what I was looking for was a close above this hourly structure to consider this area down here. The swing low from the daily chart from the high to the low, creating that daily resistance, support, demand or supply or demand, yeah, all that good shit, 4 hour time frame as well. But as we look at it from a 4 hour perspective, we are continuing that bearish trend that we see on the daily time frame. And in the last lower high, we got right up there, lower low right down here. So what we wanted to see is if price action is going to continue to go bearish, we should respect this high area right here with probably about 66.3, 73.80-ish area. If we start to break above and close above there, then potentially the market has just now set that swing low, daily low, however you want to look at it. And potentially we could see a retracement within the market. So coming into the agent session, I was looking for the shorts because price action was bearish, bumping down to that hourly time frame. You can see structures a little bit better. As far as bearishly, how they came down, lower lows and lower highs. We got the push right up in here. And then broke structure looking left with the lower low. So ultimately, pullback. I felt like especially when applying the fibs on this little hourly range, that we pull back pretty much far enough. On one, uh, on one of my brokers, price action pushed into the 0.70 right up in here as far as fib levels. So I was more eager on Sunday night to go with the shorts instead of waiting for price action to retrace all the way back up into you can kind of say supportish slash supply level based off the hourly chart, but ultimately ended up dead hopping into some shorts and bumping down to that 15. Price action opened up bearish, and what I saw was okay. Well, we pulled back. We were pushing big bullish. We came and did another pullback on 15-minute time chart, pushed higher and gave a new higher high on the 15-minute chart. But then we broke structure on the 15-minute chart looking left. So okay, if price action pulls back and does not break the high where this price action here just came from, I'm gonna take some shots. And when you hit that play button, coming to the agent session, you got the agent low, then the agent high. We see probably our candles starting to break, engulfing previous candles on the lower time frame. We also see structure shifts on the 1 minute. Price action breaking below this low right over here. So I hopped in them things. And then price was like, where you going? No, we ain't running shorts right now, cuz you got to come back next week. So ultimately, price action just dipped down for a couple more pips and instantly shot up to the stop losses. And yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Did not trail on these because it pretty much happened so fast. And I was like, oh, okay, well, so much for that. But what I did know from there was definitely are now waiting. What the fuck is that? Oh, y'all hear that? Oh, okay. But ultimately, what happened was as price action started to continue to go bullish, as we pushed down, creating lower lows and lower highs right here, we started to get the rollover effect, higher highs and higher lows. We did see the breaker structure on the 1 minute time frame, but ultimately price action was just pump faking to the lows right here because it spiked up, spiked back down. And once I saw price action did not close, reset. I don't know what just happened to the charts. Once I saw a price action push up here and come back down and did not break this low right over here, I was like, yeah, probably about to get cooked right over here. And I'm gonna just bump it out to the 15-minute and then let that thing play. Ultimately, for the night, I'm already in shorts on AU. Just kind of wanted to kind of show where am I in shorts or am I in buys? I'm in buys on AU, not shorts. I was looking for shorts on UJ. Ultimately, price action did stop me out, and then it ultimately did break that 1 hour resistance that we were previously showing from the weekend analysis. And so from there, it's just been looking for skyrocket power to the top side. We're right up in here. During the New York session, wasn't actually at the charts. Possible buys above breakout trades. We're looking for closes above this area right at 66,424. So any candle that closes above, we're looking for the next candle to supersede and continue on the way it's going. And then we're looking for them breakout buys right up in there. So price action busted up to the top side on the during the New York session, and pretty much broke above that structure that we were looking at from the weekend analysis, creating a new 1 hour resistance right up here. And as price action started to pull back for that Monday night agent session, we was looking straight. Yes. Coming in the market, popping off. DJ pop off. But as we pull into that agent session, missed out on those buys, breakout trade. As far as price push, definitely would have been trailing stops on that thing. I don't think it's too much pippage right here, 28 pips, 26 pips. But as price action starts to push higher, especially would have been looking left, definitely would have been trailing, taking off profit 20 pips. You know, I'm not looking for that to return. So potentially would have got trailed out on this position right here. But last night I was in front of you. Last night, yeah, man, I was on the charts, and we had gas from the bottom. This was UJ a couple weeks ago. This ain't what we see. This ain't what we see. The new shit. Hold up. Water. Right over open her. We had the AU short from the bottom yesterday. This is from the actual terminal. Looking for a price action to roll over bullish. It starts to take off. What I had identified last night was a resistance on that 15-minute chart that I needed to see price action break above. When I saw it push up and start to run out of gas right in that area, start to pull back right up in here, start to pull back. Ultimately, I did enter this trade right over here. Once it pushed into profits like 10, 13 pips, it just stopped moving. The price on the chart was just in one spot for like 2 hours straight. So ultimately ended up trailing stops. Ultimately, the trailer got stopped out. But then, like I said, when the news popped off, I'm in the trade now. Price action, not trailing stops there, hadn't trailed yet. So as price action started to push back bullish, not there. So we got trailing. That's probably was it. Yeah. So we got trailed out right over here, right before the news takes off, and boom, price action smashes back up to the top side. Deleted this entry from the terminal. That one didn't go there, but pretty much got stopped out as far as covering commissions. Pretty much break even trade right there. And yeah, right now we see price action breaking above 4 hourly structure, looking to the left side right over here. So what we're looking for tonight was to see price action retrace, either respect or react from the structure that was more recently broken down the hourly time frame right up in there, and potentially take a trade, which is where we are right now, or we see it return all the way back down into the demand area somewhere right up in here. Then potentially could form a trade right back up here. Depends on how the price action sets up once it gets back down in that range. But right now, took an L on Sunday, a fucking break even yesterday that should have been smash around it because I've been pushed to the top side. But ultimately, was basing those buys right over here without the news. I was coming into the agent session looking for buys specifically because we broke structure on an hourly time frame. Looking back to the left, we create that 4 hourly high, create that 4 hourly low. We start breaking structures back to the upside. I'm looking for a deeper retracement within this 4 hourly range. Price action did a little bit more than I was expecting last night because I was only targeting hourly highs. It went and pushed and it broke above hourly structure. And if you watch any of my videos for like the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've been pointing this out. Price action is moving real funky on the higher time frames, kind of like in a consolidative type motion, but it was funky back in over here. And I remember trading this price action, and now it's funky back. We got right back into that zone. So when you go down to the 4 hourly, see price action breaking structure on both ends of the board right here. We're making higher highs and higher lows. Right here, we come down the daily. Oh, this is the 4 hour time frame. But daily chart two comes down and gives you a new lower low, then pushes right back up and gives you a new higher high. Then comes back down and breaks structure and give you a new lower low. So ultimately, it's not playing higher time frame in the grand scheme of things, the things that you want to see as far as calling price action trending. But if you know how to take advantage of the lower time frames, then yeah, you definitely can get active. But right now, we kind of in a sticky situation. That sniper, sniper is taking off there, bullet. Let's see what he do. Let me bring the analysis back to the chart. Let's refresh so we can zoom out for the boys in the back. Everybody can see what the hell is going on. Mean sniper running based off of these equal lows right over here. Ooh, maybe taking off. Now we just want to see if price action is going to give us something to retest these highs. Otherwise, this could roll over and come back bearish at any point, and then retest structure looking back left from where price action just came from. And then if it breaks below there, then potentially you off to the races, to the lows, my boy. So yeah, definitely would love to be out of the trade way before price action starts to close back below this 1 hour support. But ultimately, we're gonna let this thing run. Ended up getting out prematurely last night, so we definitely probably trail stops here shortly, depending on how we react once we get back up into this higher area on the within the Asian range. But yeah, once we get above 10, 20 pips, your boy be ready to hop out of that thing. Because like I said, I ain't the greediest man in the world, and once I see it once I'm out, you can give it nothing back. So night, we didn't kind of took off already. So we're gonna see if we can sustain this bullish impulse here and see what we can do. We can identify that Asian high and that Asian low for the sessions. See if we can get crackling in any direction. Not missing the game. Second, we got to step that up so I can. What? That's what I'm gonna put in the new spot. Where I got my in the new grid. I'm gonna have a trading platform. And then so when the game and shit be on, put like a screen right behind us. So I can peep up real quick and see who getting dunked on. Light right, so you can see it back. Let me see. Yeah, if we continue to make higher highs and higher lows, then I'll probably just potentially trail the stocks right beneath this Asian low and just see how we, eventually continue to push bullish. But basically from the weekend analysis, let's see. Overall, daily aligned bearish if price action breaks above the hourly structure. That's what we was identifying backing up here. 4 hour was bearish from the high to the low, pretty much retracement phase. Now we're impulsing above the highs. The hourly was shifting bullish from the weekend analysis, shifting bullish here, and the 15 minutes had already started going bullish. So ultimately, we're just going to see if we get this continuation. Depending on how this hourly candle right here that's currently open, depending on how it closes, pushing up, coming back down, grab the liquidity from these equal lows right here. Let's see if we can skyrocket. We don't start to see no skyrocket type motion after this candle close back to the top side. We might be in trouble. Maybe it might drop back to the downside. So just a little something to have in the back of the context so you just ain't so stuck in on the box. So like I said, once this push so far in profit, in my brain, it's not allowed to hit a stop loss. It's allowed to hit a trailing stop. But right now, we're about 9 of them things. So yeah, as that number in Pippage starts to continue to increase in the positive, yeah, I will be trailing them things. But ultimately, we're gonna let it run for right now. Look, ooh, I got a sell stop on UJ at 136.316. Looking for that thing to leap to the downside. I might have already missed the sniper entries on this. Yeah, right back up in here. What I'm looking at specifically is this 15-minute range right here that we kind of stuck in. And I definitely want to break out to the downside on that 15-minute range. But ultimately, looking at this as a retracement trade, as price action has tapped into a weekly order block to the top side, to the top side, to the top side. Last night I missed out on the damn buys on UJ because coming from the weekend analysis, we were ultimately big bullish from the higher time frames. And when price action impulses heavily to the highs like this, I like to see a retracement before striking or feeling confident in striking back to the top side. UJ is just not that pair, but it's going to give you that retracement. So as we exploded in the Asian, I saw the retracement. I saw the price action on the 1 minute, 5 minute start to break highs again. But like I said, without that retracement, I'm not 100% confident in hopping in them continuation trades like that. That's why I said if I don't catch it from the beginning, it's harder for me to hop in here than it is for me to hop down here, hop in down here. So ultimately missed that one. And then once I saw a price action continue to make higher highs and higher lows, I was not willing to take any more buys simply because on the higher time frames, when you bump all the way out to the daily and to the weekly, I don't really necessarily use the weekly and daily so much. But once price action starts to come into line with some of the daily and the weekly zones, then I most definitely will pay attention to it. But looking at this price action setup right over here, I consider this a weekly order block. I had to identify from the weekend analysis. Price action pushes away from that zone one time, comes back and type it again. What I'm looking for here is to see once price action taps into that zone, which it just did within, I think it was today or yesterday, right here with this type of price action right up in here. Bam, we're looking to see if price action breaks structure. So if these candles don't push all the way down here in a big gray bearish type fashion and start closing below the wicks of these candles down here, then I'm gonna continue to look for the buys back to the top side because potentially that order block is out of orders, my boy, and it's about to get bust through up in that thing. So if them blue candles start pushing back to the top side, busting through the front door like a DEA agent at the house, then but for right now, I'm looking for these shorts right here. We have broken structure on the 4 hourly time frame and definitely on the hourly time frame back to the downside. So I'm looking to get active in these shorts. Like I said, I gotta still stop at 136, 324, somewhere right below this bearish candle right here on the hourly time frame. And I'm looking first targets will probably be right at 135, 814. And if it come all the way down, looking at second slash full targets at 134, about 300 of them things. It all kind of depends on how the price action starts to play out, but ultimately looking to target right down here first. We pretty much sitting and looking something like this. And the sales start right below. If it does only come down to wick me in and then reverse and go back bullish, and that's just what it is. TP1 somewhere like right up here and then full target. Excuse me. Somewhere like right up there. Let me flip back over to AU very quick. Yeah, we had a tricky situation right here, so keep a close eye on that one. Pushing over to UCAD. UCAD, I was looking for buys based off this area right down here that didn't get retested as price action continued to go bullish. But I was kind of nervous to set anything up on this because I felt like the 4 hour was in a tricky position. From the higher time frames, we are pushing big bullish. This is last week's, so this is this week's weekly open right back and over here, but higher highs and higher lows. And if we look at this as a structural break on the hourly retracement, then push back into the highs, we ultimately had a new higher high created on the 4 hour time frame and then immediately broke that supportive area slash whatever you want to identify it as in the market. So I was like, okay, if we pull back to this area right over here, and this area is kind of like an insignificant level, and price action is really from the higher low to the higher high, all one swing in motion. And I want to see a retracement come back down into this area and start to roll back over bullish. So it set up, it came, but I just wasn't too interested as far as how closely I was watching UJ and AU. I don't know if I dropped any of the before afters of UCAD. This is UJ before. This would have been a weekly open on UJ. This AU. And that would have been last week. So yeah, so here's the UJ trade. We got that order block identifier right up here in the background around that 137.924. Like I said, price action just pushed up big bullish. I didn't see any type of retracement, so I missed on the continuation buys. And then once they hit that order block, I'm looking for a price action to come back down and react. Kind of got some shorts lined up right now on that. And then AU, once price action closed above that hourly resistance, we were then identifying bearishly from the high to the low on the daily. And then simply looking for the retracement phase to see how far we pull back. Last night's price action pushed us back into this 4 hour resistance. We now are looking at the reaction to see, but I don't think if it does come back down and start breaking structure, then it is what it is. But from where it has pulled back down to, I do feel confident in taking buys from that area. And then, breakout buys, Asian high, retest, and then missed buys. Just wasn't too confident And then last night, man, yeah, I wish I would have held on. I wish I wouldn't have trailed stops anymore because I would have been in there like swimwear. But with the way price action was moving, how it was starting to pull back at this point right here within the trade, I hadn't trailed the stops yet. They were right down here. But 11 o'clock, I'm trying to hop off the chart. So I trailed the stops into a position to where I knew I couldn't lose any money and didn't make any, but I definitely didn't lose none. So we Gucci golden there. But overall, pretty good call out. I'm just starting. I'm getting better and better every day. Starting to not have as many misses and as many losses, and there's a lot of winning setups. I definitely just need to stay focused in on that psychology. If your psychology when you come to these charts is not 100%, you will get your ass crushed. You will lose a lot of money and a lot of interest and a lot of everything because there's a lot that goes into it. But once you figure out the part that you need to figure out and look at the charts as a whole, and not just so much as just trying to make the money from behind it. It one day it just clicks for you, and I feel like it's a hell of a lot easier to see the charts. What is this? GU is breaking all type of structure to the top side. Breaking 4-hour resistance, creating new 4-hour resistance, retracing the range. So the range right now for this 4-hour time frame is from this low to this high. We're now seeing a retracement phase within that range. We have closed above or below the last higher low on the hourly time frame, so we could potentially expect price action to retrace a little bit deeper. My first inclination or eyes would look to an area like here, and see if I can potentially strike an entry from right up in there. But if it breaks and closes below, then I would definitely just sit back and just watch because yeah, it's breaking structure to the top side, then potentially coming back down to break structure to the downside. You don't really want to try and trade within those markets because that's where you get your ass cooked because price action just be all over the place. But ultimately, price action is bullish on the higher time frames. You could look to see if price action wants to roll over bullish right here on the 15-minute. This move to the downside, breaking below structure right here, could have just been a liquidity grab, sweeping up these somewhat equal lows right over here. If it does push above and pull back and then respect the low, I could or anybody could take a retracement back to the top side, but I think it's risky. Let me check. Let me. Close above. So I think if we can see price action close above this area right here, little area interest on the 15-minute, 1 minute, 5 minute, we'll definitely be looking to see close above, make a retest, continue to create that bullish motion. Definitely could get active on any of these higher lows that does not break the original low where price action came from. So right down in here, as long as we don't break that low as we start to create this higher low, formation to the top side, yeah, definitely hopping on them buys. Because they right there, border striking. Looking at GJ. Ooh, GJ definitely could continue to go bearish, breaking structure on the higher time frames. We'll look to see if we're potentially taking some shorts on GU or GJ. We'll look to take out some around about 169,500. 169,500, you could see some bullish influence start to hop into the market and push that thing back to the top side. So definitely, yeah, eat up that range as you continue to drop back to the downside. But ultimately, big bullish on the higher time frame. So let me see what I got. Structure here is no bueno, straight impulse into the highs. Definitely best to allow price action to play out here, pushing into the resistance, looking left. What's up, bro? You going 9-8? All right, bro. Let me get some hoods. Yeah, ultimately, looking at the higher time frames, looks like we did come up and sweep. Now, the next thing we should be looking for, or the next thing that I'm looking for, is price action pushed above the level and look like it's sweeping for liquidity. When it comes back down, if it does not start breaking structures looking left, then it's just a retracement. Ultimately, that 1 hour level is not there on the 4 hour time frame. So ultimately, I would need price action to close back in somewhere right up in here. This is 165,399 in order to be considered starting to roll over bearish. Otherwise, this is just a push with a pullback and then potentially waiting for the next push back to the top side. So first area I'll be looking forward to pull back to is about that 168, 860, 868, 900 area for a retracement, potentially back to the top side. Otherwise, just let it drop and watch it retrace. But definitely we'll be looking right up in there. First, pushing over to gold. Ooh, go big bullish. Go gold. Yeah, big bullish. I'll be waiting for a retracement on gold. I like my retracement trades way better than impulse trades. So right backing up in there. If it happens to pull all the way back down here, start to roll over bullets, you're definitely looking to take buys back to the top side. Yeah, so back to AU. Let's see what we doing. See, and this is where I feel like I trail the stops so quickly because when I'm hopping in the trades, I'm looking for them to just take off. Like, last night it took a little while. Once I hopped in, it didn't just take off, but by the zones that I select to enter into the market, yeah, I'm not looking for price action to chop around. I ain't looking for it to let everybody else get in. I'm trying to hop in. I need some skyrocketing candles to the top side or to the downside, whichever direction I'm trying to play the charts in, and then that's what I'm looking for. When it gets in here and it starts fumbling around and acting like it don't want to push to the top side in this case, because I'm looking for bullish activity, I'm ready to get out. Like I don't need to see the dance. I already seen it before. Backing over here, back over here, the consolidation. I'm not interested in that. I'm trying to see some action. I want to see them kind of stroke. So yeah, I'm quick to trail a stop. And as we start to push above 10, 15 pips, I'm gonna trail them over there. Yeah. Oops. 66, 750. Trail a stop. We will not trail it to that spot, but once price action, if price action hits right there, then I'm gonna trail the stops right back in up in here. If it just leaks from right down here, then we're gonna have to manage risks or I don't know, you had to make a decision at that point, but if it was just to take off and go bearish from right where it's at right now, yeah, you definitely got to make a decision on where to hold or where to close. But for me, I'm like, oh god, let me out. I don't like sitting in drawdown. It's not comfortable for me. And yeah, it's just not something I look to enjoy. Oh, yeah. 37 pips. Ooh, wait, that is funky, my boy. I do not like them big ass stocks. Take profit, my friends. Let's see. E67, 67. Man, oh, you're alive. I loved you like I never really loved someone. But yeah, so once you get through the analysis, then it's just like sit back and see what happens. Sniper entry, looking for bullish activity. Right now it's looking a little funky. Look like it wants to continue to go bearish, but we gonna see. Looking at UJ, we still got the sell stops right down here. If it happen to leak, it leak. If it push back to the top side, if we get wicked out any of that crazy shit, that's just what's gonna happen. But for right now, I got good intel that if we start to close and push below, right over here where we got the position tool at, that yeah, it might be about to do some magic for us. All right, so at this point, I think we showed the before and after. So about to clean up these charts and delete what we don't need. No questions. Don't ask. it's definitely good pushback bullish from here. But because we decided to break structure, I think we're gonna come down and grab the rest of this before hopping back to the top. So I do feel like we definitely could leak all the way back down here, but price action been wonky lately. I feel like a lot of what's been getting me on the positions where I struggle to stay in or the ones where I definitely lose is the correlation of pairs. Um, yeah, price action on AU busted to the top sign as well as did UJ, and usually it's the opposite, you know. So it definitely has been a sort of a play on psychology. Ooh, if this starts back coming back bears, it probably leap to the downside. But it definitely has been a play on psychology as far as trying to track correlation pairs, simply because AUD USD is moving in the same ass direction as USD JPY. So it's like, what the hell is really going on? Um, but yeah, if you haven't studied correlational pairs, it's definitely something to try to definitely something to look into because it is interesting when it works, but when times like this where it doesn't work, it's like, ooh, I don't know what the hell going on here, but yeah. Mm, get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this, get rid of that. Trailing stocks may free. We got trailed out, so we got the liquidity right down here. We need to see price action close back above here. We got above a little bit, then it started to retrace. Still, that rest of liquidity close again. Come down, grabs both of those liquidity areas and start to push back bullets. Now we need to see continued higher highs and higher lows in order to stay in this trade. Smacked over here for a couple pips. But ultimately, man, yeah, it's been some great weeks in trading. Charts are starting to clear up a lot more for your bridge. No, my friend, it looked like he want to go bearish, yo. You know, like bearish, bearish, you like bullish. Hey, UJ. Correcto. What is it, my friend? But yeah, so now we just back to waiting again. Like this is what got me jammed up last night. Oh, what we waiting? Get rid of that. See, we can get some of this. Yeah, RBA rate statements. Nothing for the night on this side. Gonna get caught lacking. We got ADP in the morning. No price action gonna go stupid. So we might consolidate all night tonight. FOMC statement. Yeah, price gonna go nuts tomorrow. Generally when I see a lot of red folder news like that, I like to look at price action from a higher time frame standpoint because like I said, news only is gonna push price where it was meant to go. It's just gonna send that shit there a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be all choppy, 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 choppy. It's gonna in and out trades, hell of a lot quicker than when there is no news. So um yeah, that's what I like to do. Sit back and see is there any areas that price is trying to quickly get to real quick and come back and like retest or anything. And then as this price action though kind of sets up how it's setting up tonight, definitely looks like we could trickle back down into here, respect, and then pop back to the top side. But we're gonna have to see how it plays out, my friend, because we did tap into the area right in up in her. Oh, price action. Get rid of this. Delete my friends. Yeah, to the waiting game now. Hold on. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, that's all we're looking for right now. You get starting to get mixed feelings about this. Ultimately because if we came down, if we're going to continue to go bullish, this push needs to break this high. If we start to break structure back to the downside, ultimately I'll probably look to right here first. You start seeing candles starting to close back below there, it's probably gonna continue to go back bearish and retrace this bullish move from the low to the high right up in here, get the retracing back down, and then potentially continue to go bullish from right down there somewhere like that. But I think I'm about to slide. Cause price action ain't doing nothing yet again. I'm gonna be sitting on these charts for a little minute, but I don't like breathing in the mic. And we just gonna see what's gonna happen in there. If price action taps up into this 66,750 area, stops will get trailed. Right backing up into her. Trailing stops. We'll be on lurking mode to see if this thing rolls back over bearish. If it doesn't, if it continues to go bullish, then we in there like swimmer. But ultimately, looking at the break structure, looking left, retracement back into that structure, looking for a continuation to go buys. If it can ultimately starts to come back bearish, then yeah, we do have a level of support / demand right down backing up here. So could formulate another setup right down over here. But with this position, because of how deep price action would have then had pullback within this range, from this hourly level, from the high to the low, I would want to see, let me delete some of this, it's a little bit blurred. At this point, because of how price action pushed to this high, as we start to retrace, as price action continues to come back bears down in this area, I want to see it actually roll over bullish before hopping into the buy. So I wouldn't necessarily say I would set a buy limit here, potentially say price action is going to continue to go back bullish, simply because price action is now, somewhat bearish on the lower time frames. It hasn't committed to the higher time frames being bearish just yet, but it is picking up speed if it made it way down here and still making lower lows, lower highs. So ultimately, would definitely be a lot more cautious with this entry right over here. And yeah, just try and wait to see if price action can roll back over bullish. UJ, if we dip to the lows, then I'm rocking this trade all the way down. TP1 right up in there at that 510, TP2 all the way back down in there. But outside of that, I think that's all I got for this one, my friends. I think I'm ready to go home. I got things to do. The game is on homes, and it's time to get through it. Cinco de Mayo this weekend homes. Get you some Saviri size and some Cabaya size and get through it home. Yeah, I'm just fucking around. But outside of that, definitely put some comments if you got questions. If you got other pairs that you would like to be analyzed or we want to go through, um, when I come on, yeah, hit them comments, like and subscribe, holler at your boys, say something, throw some more, throw some hands, throw some hate, throw some something. If you watching, say something. I'm just tripping. But yeah, if you got pairs that you need to get broke down or you got questions about, definitely hit them comments. We definitely bust them bitches down. We definitely can get active. But yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it just ain't nothing to do with price action, just chilling like this. So I don't really got no more content to go over. I'm ran out of pairs in like 10 minutes. Just sit back and waiting for it to push off now. So I think I'm about to slide. I'm out of that thing. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.